Hello! Welcome back to my channel. It is back to school time, so let's do a tag. Okay, so it has been a very long time since I have done a tag video, and so I decided that I wanted to try to do one, and I wanted to do something that had to do with back to school because that's the mode I'm in. And I know not all of us have children or are in a season in life where school even means anything to us, but I still thought it would be fun. And so I found this tag. It's quite a few years old, and honestly, I think the guy that did the tag isn't even on BookTube anymore, but I really liked the tag. So I will link the original video, but I don't think he does BookTube anymore. But anyway, the guy that did this tag his channel is Bangity Bangs. So yeah, that is going to be linked below. And I will also add the tag below as well, so that if you want to join in, you can. Okay, so prompt number 1 is fresh new outfit. Name a book with the best dressed characters. Okay, so this one was hard for me because I haven't read a lot of books lately that I feel like there are people with lots of really great outfits. So I went back through some of my books that I've read, and I really did love this cover for In Places Hidden by Tracy Peterson. This book takes place in the 1900s in San Francisco, and their dresses were beautiful back then. I can't even imagine dressing like that. Plus, I really love the men's suits and stuff from back then as well. So I would have to go with that because this is how they dressed every day. And yeah, living in that time period I think would have been fun in a way, but maybe not. I don't know. I guess if I was born in it, I probably wouldn't notice a difference. If I had to go back to it now, I would probably miss my jeans and t-shirts. But I think this one wins for that category. Okay, so the next prompt is new lab partner. This says a new sci-fi book you want to read. I have so many that I want to read, and not all of them are new. And so I didn't go with a new one. I just went with like the next one that's on my radar, and then I will probably read as soon as I wrap up the sci-fi that I have on my shelf right now, and it is A Wrinkle in Time. I don't have the author's name right on me, but it's right here. I think it's like Madeline Engel or something like that. So yeah, that is one that I would like to read soon. Okay, so prompt number 3 is favorite teacher, a book with a great mentor. Okay, so I picked Thorn for this one. Thorn is a book about a girl who is a princess, and she ends up going to the kingdom that she's supposed to marry the prince in, and she is kind of like role swapped into a servant's role, and an imposter takes over for her, and so no one knows that she is a princess except for this horse who witnessed what happened, and his name is Flauta. So he knows that she is the princess. He is a horse that comes from the wild, and in this world, wild horses are able to talk, and so he's able to give her advice and all of these things. If it weren't for him, I don't think she would have realized that she had a duty to fulfill as the princess. Because of certain circumstances in the book, she couldn't just come right out and say that she was a princess, but she did still have the responsibility to the kingdom that she was supposed to be joining to help overcome some of the obstacles that they have. They had a lot of crime. They had a lot of like caste system problems where you have people starving and then you have the royalty living in excessive wealth. And she is seeing all of this and realizing that the way that the government works is wrong. And so Falada helps her figure out that she needs to do something about it because she is in the position to be able to do something about it. So I really did enjoy that character. And I really enjoyed the book. So if you haven't checked that one out, go for it. Okay, so the next prompt is new supplies. This is favorite new reading or writing accessories. Okay, so I have 3 to share. First of all, I have gone a completely new route with my reading journal, and who knows, I might change this so many times over, but I saw this idea from so I got this idea from Kim over at The Paper Traveler. She uses a happy planner to track all of her reading and all of that. And I absolutely fell in love with Erin Condren's new stuff. And so I decided I've always wanted to get one, but I didn't want to pay the money because I don't use planners in the same way that other people do. And I felt like it just wasn't worth it. But I would use it as a reading journal. And so this is the one I got. I've been in a major sci-fi mood, but the cool thing about Erin Condren is that you can remove your covers and change it. So if I get bored with this cover, I can get a new cover. So that's intriguing to me. That's appealing to me because I like to change things up, but I love sci-fi stuff right now. So Millennium Falcon, sparkly, lots of cool colors. I'm down for that. But the cool thing that I really liked was the layout. So this is the layout. And so this is different than any layout that I've seen, and I really like it. So I plan on putting like quotes here or, you know, whatever. Tracking my reading here, how many pages I'm doing for each thing, and then if I have any books that I like want to assign to myself, then I will put them there. So I'll give you an example. So this is this week, and I just went through and wrote a quote. This is the reading that I did. I wrote the total of pages, and then I have Bible study, and then I have 2 books that I'm working on this month for challenges, and so I put them there. So I'm loving this. I'm really excited about trying out something new for a reading journal, but that's one that I'm excited about. The next one is super nerdy, but it is a pen that is also a bookmark, and it's erasable. So yeah, I got super excited when I saw this at Half Price Books, and it is my new best friend. So let's see it in action. There you go, bookmark, pen. The next one, you have to have a good book light, okay? And so I have this one. I got this at Target. I will try to link it below because I don't remember the brand, but I really like that it has like 2 lights that you can kind of like split up, or you can put them together if you want. And it has a really, really hefty clip. So it works really well with paperback books. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes book lights don't work very well. This one I really, really like. So, okay, so the next prompt is Old Friends. And it is a book you want to reread or your favorite friendship in literature. And so the book that I want to reread is In Another Girl's Shoes. I plan on reading this again probably in November. Listen, I am almost done painting my bookshelf. It's taking me way longer than I want to. All of my books are stacked up there. Otherwise, I would show you my copy of it, but it is buried somewhere in there. But I absolutely love this book. By far, one of my favorites of all time. It is a romance about a girl who ends up meeting this eccentric woman, and the woman's husband has just passed away in World War I, and she is going to meet his family, and she doesn't want to meet his family, and so she ends up tricking the main character into switching places with her. And so yeah, there's all kinds of antics and things that ensue. It is a fantastic book. That is the one that I would like to reread very soon. Okay, so the next one I am feeling so much, and it is Ready for Sweater Weather. Name a book featuring cold weather. And so I went with this one because it looks heavenly right now. I am in the midst of hot humidity in Texas, and I'm tired of it. And so when I see this, the Arctic, I know I wouldn't last very long in the Arctic, but right now I'd like to go there for at least a few minutes, you know. It's so hot. So this book is by Greer McAllister, and it is a book about an Arctic expedition and some things that go wrong and the trial that happens after the fact to figure out who's at fault for some deaths that happen. So I am excited to read this at some point. I haven't read it yet, but it definitely screams cooler weather to me. Okay, so the next prompt is open house. Name a book that made a memorable first impression, good or bad. I went with Wicked for this one. This is a book that was awful. We went to see the Broadway play, and so I thought, wow, I want to read the book because the play was halfway decent. Whew, don't read this book, especially if you are a Christian and you don't like crude sexual content, because within the first chapter you will read things that you wished you had never heard, because I don't know why. It was a very hard book to get through and definitely made the worst impression on me when it came to a book. Okay, so the next prompt is get too early for this. Name a book that you would get out of bed for. I'm not a morning person for any purpose whatsoever, including reading. I have to get up and just kind of embrace life for a little while before I do anything that uses my brain. And so I can't really answer that. However, I have stayed up really late for particular books, and that would be, I think the one that recently I've stayed up late for is like for the Skyward series. Brandon Sanderson does such a good job of making his books like page turners. You don't want to put the book down. And I honestly haven't found very many books like that this year, but the Skyward series has been that for me this year. So those would be books that I would stay up late for, but not get up early for. Okay, so the next prompt is, the textbook is how much? And that is, name the book you spent the most money on. Okay, so aside from my Bible, I tend to not spend a ton of money on books. It's really hard for me because I feel like I could find it used somewhere and get it cheaper. However, I planned a Battle of the Books coming up in September and October with a new release. And so I have not bought it yet, but I am about to buy it as soon as I get paid, and it is The Daughter of Dr. Moreau. It is hardback, brand new, so it's like $21. that is probably the most I will spend on a book this year, unless I can find some like really pretty edition of a book that I've already read. I am perfectly all right with spending money on beautiful editions of books. Um, but yeah, as far as just regular old books to read, 20 bucks is a lot, but I wanted to go ahead and get it so that I can do that Battle of the Books. And yeah, so that'll be the most expensive book this year that I can think of. Okay, so the next one is name the best fictional school that you can think of. Okay, so I can't think of very many books that I've read where people actually go to school. I've never read Harry Potter. I'm not big into like academia books. Yeah, so I can't really think of anything like that. So I went with, and it's a stretch, guys, but I went with Oxford in Becoming Mrs. Lewis. This is a real place, and this story somewhat took place, but there's fictional elements in it. And so the reason why I would want to attend during that time period is because C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien both worked there at the same time. And I think it would just be fascinating to be around those authors and possibly take some of their classes, even though I feel like I am not smart enough to even, touch Oxford, but I think it would be really, really cool. Okay, so that is the tag. I am actually going to tag a few people this go around. I've never tagged anyone in the past, and so yeah, I will not be offended if you don't do this tag. I realize that you are busy and that there are all kinds of things that you already have planned, but I would love to hear your answers. So I plan on tagging Amanda from The Curly Reader, Gloria from Gloria Z. Thompson, Chantel from Chantel Reads All Day, and Talia from Bandana Book Mom. Those are all the ones that I would love to play along with this tag. And if you are a booktuber and you love this tag as well, go for it. I would love to hear your answers. If you do, please tag me in it so that I can hear your answers, because I think it would be really fun. Anyway, that is it for this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.